Okay, welcome back. We have talked about the behavior for each variables. Okay, so right now we are going to do the data analyzed. For this comments to show all the variables name for this data set. Also, you can use this comment df dot engage. It will show all the content for engaged variable. You may do the same kind of the process to find this one. We may find replace. Let me see this one. Oh, response. Okay, you can do the same kind of process to find all the content for each variables. Ship the dimension for your data set. For ship 1, 0, this one, 0 is the first one, which is the numbers of your observations. Okay, so we are going to calculate the engagement rate. What is the engagement rate? Is your customer take the auto insurance renew, so we have to calculate how many percentage renew their car insurance. Okay, so we will do this one group by. So we group by how many category for engaged. So you may see here there are only 2 types of engaged. One is 0, the other one is 1. For the response is no and yes, 2 types for the variables. So we have to calculate to add the group by engaged, and also we calculate the count for response. So how many count? So how many engaged are engaged? 0, how many? So here you can count the numbers for response, which is engaged statement 0. Also, you had to group by the other category, which is 1. So we have the numbers for the response. Also divide by all observations, and time 100, it will be percentage, right? So here with list comments, so you can calculate the engagement rate for this data set, and we save the engage rate with these variables. We call engagement rate df. Okay, so let me do this one. Okay, so it presents there are 50%, 80% did not renew their auto insurance. There are only 15% of their customers renew their car insurance. 这意思表示只有将近15%的客户重新再保他们的 汽车线。If you want to calculate the count, this one is count. So we use the group by. Okay, it's very useful data cleaning process. Okay, group by. Later you will find how good for these comments. Okay, so here we can calculate the engage with 0 and 1. We have to transform with the columns, with the row to columns like this, with dot t to make a transform. So you may see here, it's basically is the same. Okay, so later I would like to introduce the, also you can do the pivot table we call 枢纽分析. It's the cross validation for your variables. Okay, so here we have to show the renew offer time, this one, this variable, and with engaged, with response, these three variables. We want to show the cross relation with these three variables. That's why we use pivot table, we call 枢纽分析表，栏与栏位之间的关系。Okay, so here to show the data for these three variables. Renew offer type. Renew offer type. You may see here. Renew offer time. This one, this variable. Okay, here show the first observations for these three variables. Okay, with function with the pivot table. So you have to memorize the process. The data set we are going to use is DF. Also, we save the result with engaged by offer type data, because I would like to calculate the renew offer time with the engaged. Okay, so we have to specify what is the value we have to calculate. We have to calculate the count for the response. So what is the index? Index is the row index. So how many types for renew offer type? There are only 4 renew offer type. Offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, and offer 4. So for the index. So what is the color name? Color name, we use the engaged. So how many types for the engaged? Only 2 types, right? 1 and 0. So you know the pivot tables mean. So we have to do the cross relation with these 3 variables. So let me explain again. We use the renew offer time with index, which is row variable. We use the column with engaged type, and we calculate the value for response. And what is the function? Length. It's calculate the length, 长度 for the response. Okay, so with this pivot, it's easy for you guys to find the relations between these three variables. Okay, so you may do some exercise. If you change the value with row, the index and the column, if you change these two, so what is the result? So you may see here, engage as index for the row for 0, 1. So what about column? How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you know the functions. Okay. Okay, so since with this one 0 and 1, we have to change the column name. We use this one. The column name we use not engaged, because 0 it stands didn't take the renew process. 1 it did the engaged, right? So we only to change the column name, this one, and show the data set. Okay, so you may find it's all the same, especially with the column name. Okay, so we know the relationship with these two variables. We have to draw the diagram with these two lines to distinguish the types for not engaged and engaged with 4 types. Okay, it's very easy. Engagement by offer type DF is the data set we just created, right? And we do the plot to show the diagram for this data set. It will automatically show the distribution, the lines for these two statements. One, the green, the orange lines indicate for the engaged statements. The blue line indicate not engaged. So you may see so the major offer time should be offer 1, the first one. For the last one, offer 4 is a minor, not too many, right? So you can see the distribution for with these 4 offer type. Okay, so we do the renew offer time again. So you may see with the group by only one variables renew type. So here count the numbers for engaged, because the engaged, how many the engaged. Okay, so we save the result as offer 1. Draw the offer time. It's okay. Okay, here I have some class notes for you guys. So you can use the plot to draw the visualizations. Also, you can do the bar chart, the pie chart. Okay, So with the pi, so here kind, the type of your diagram is pi. Okay, so you may see the distributions with the pi diagram. Previous is a line, right? It's a line. So we can have the pi diagram for your data. For this one is not engaged, the distribution, the portion, 比例, engaged. So from this diagram, you may see a lot of the renew engaged. They use the offer 1 and offer 2. Some are offer 3, the green one. What about offer 4? No. There is no offer type 4 to the engaged. So it means the offer 4 type didn't take the auto insurance. Okay? Okay, so with this diagram, you may see the distribution for different variables. Okay, so right now we have to change the offer time, the renew offer time with sales channel. So what kind of channel did you renew your insurance by car agent, or by the internet? Different channel to renew your insurance. So you may see on the different change, we only change these variables. Okay, so you can get the same as the renew offer type. We to investigate the channel, sales channel. So how many sales channel? There are also 4 sales channel. So they renew their sales channel by agent, 代理商, branch, 分公司, or they may have a phone call center, or they maybe use the website to renew their offer. So you may see the distribution for different sales channels. Okay, it's so easy, but you have to familiar with the conversations, right? 这个指令你要清楚 what is the value mean, what is the index mean, what is the column mean. Index means here the row index. Column means the vertical variables. Okay, so you can do the same kind of process to draw the pie, the portion for each sale channel. Okay, you can do the same kind of job with the total claim distributions, 所赔的总额. But for the total claim amount, we use the box plot, the box plot, to see the average for each one. So let me explain. So we show the X with engaged and the total claim amount. So engaged here, this one is X. So if separate with 0 and 1, because engage with 2 types, right? 0 and 1, this one. The total claim amount is Y, so you have to X and Y. So I have to draw the x-axis with engaged, with the type with 0 and 1, and with the y-axis the total current amount, 这个量 the value for y. Okay, so you may see there is a little different, the average for the total current amount. For the engaged customer, the total current amount, the average of total current amount is a little bit higher than not engaged. 看到哈，有出险的人，他们的出险的平均值呢，会比没有出险的平均值呢，是稍微高了一些。Okay, so here, but with these parameters, also we show the outlier. Basically, the dot shows the outlier. So you can see last time we showed the histogram for total current amount, right? It's a distribution like this way, right? Like this one, histogram. This one calculate a histogram, right? Total current. So here are outlier, 离群值, because the average should be here. So here, this value are all outlier, 离群值, because it's far away from our average value. Okay, so you can do the same kind of job to investigate the income distribution. You can do the same job, engaged. We change the total current amount with income variables. This one, right? So you may see the difference. Total current amount, we change it to income. So you may see the income distribution, 分布，收入的分布， the income for your customers. Okay, got it? Okay, so it's your turn to practice. I think you guys first to see this language, this Python language is kind of hard for you guys. But you have to familiar with these languages, okay?